Welcome to a special edition of The Point with me, Liu Xin, coming to you from Kashi or Kashgar.
I've heard a lot of negative things and very anxious, but then you saw people smiling happy.
The reason why 300 million people come is because of the infrastructure, the roads, the trains, the planes.
It will become like the central of this new technology because it has all the elements that it needs.
They use AI also because you have e-commerce now going on with neighboring countries.
What is Xinjiang really like today, and where is it headed going forward? An ancient city of stones and bricks revitalized through openness and connectivity in the heart of the Eurasian continent. Western headlines would have you believe the region is reeling under surveillance and suppression where the people are unhappy. But what's conveniently missing from these narratives is real stories from those on the ground, those with first-hand experiences. In 2024, Xinjiang welcomed almost 300 million arrivals, 5 million of which were made by visitors from abroad. That's 50% more than the previous year. What exactly is drawing all these visitors? What is Xinjiang really like today, and where is it headed going forward? To unpack all of these, I'm pleased to be joined for a panel discussion by 4 distinguished guests. Sitting to my left, a native Uyghur from Xinjiang, Nilo Bayer IT, a lecturer of the School of Media and Communication at Xinjiang Arts University, Luke Johnston, originally from the UK, and a PhD AI researcher and student in Shanghai Jiaotong University, who is now a teacher in Urumqi Foreign Languages School. To his left, Jerry Gray, an Australian social media influencer who has lived in China for over 20 years and famously cycled up and down the country several times, including to Xinjiang. And last but not least, to his left, all the way from Sweden, a researcher on international relations, Hussein Askary, vice chairman of the Belt and Road Institute in Sweden, who visited Kashi last year. The warmest welcome to all of you. What do you make of this huge number? I mean, for me, it's really surprising.
I looked at the number of tourists, and it said 250 million in 2023. And I said, this can't be possible, because the population of Xinjiang is 25 million. So 10 times more tourists were here than the population itself.
And it's not just last year, it's been growing pretty rapidly since the end of COVID. And I did some digging, the number is actually twice the number before COVID. For 2018, it was 150 million visits. Last year was 300 million.
I think there are several reasons. Like first, the advertisement of the Xinjiang is better than before, like because of the internet and the videos. And another thing is the facilities here are become better than years before. The government invests a lot to the local facilities, like the hotels and the roads and all the transportation, and for the tourist attractions. Maybe 2 years before, if you come to Urumqi or to Kashi, if you want to go out, you can just take the taxi. But now, Didi is quite convenient.
You mean the Chinese version of
Uber.
Uber.
Yeah. And then this become a good business for the local people to earn money. And some of them, they already choose it as their jobs.
I remember first coming to Xinjiang, and it was 2021, and I just fell in love. Like, mostly it was with the people. I remember walking around, and there were some Uyghur people, and they said, "Oh, are you a foreigner?" in Chinese, and they said, "Can we invite you to our house?" And I stupidly said yes. if I did that anywhere else in the world, it could be quite dangerous. But I took the risk because I saw how open and friendly they were. They gave me some tea, they gave me some food, they performs some music. You were saying how dance, it really is, it's part of their culture. And it's not just the first time, it's each place I've been to in Xinjiang, someone would invite me to their house.
So the hospitality,
the hospitality,
the warmth.
culture,
Yeah.
everything, and the beauty of it as well.
Yeah. Have any of the bad press that Xinjiang enjoys abroad, has that deterred you, scared you, influenced you at all?
Maybe the first time I was a bit anxious in 2021. Because I did read that, and I'll be honest, that was maybe a reason that I did want to come here, just to see like what it really is like. Well, maybe I might be, but then you saw like people smiling, happy, lots of people filming, and it like just totally flipped everything.
Yeah, okay, Jerry, I know you have a lot to tell. You came here, you bicycled, but tell us a bit about the visa. And you have lived here for 20 years. What a change when China was cautious about, oh, don't open up, you know, foreigners, who knows who are among them, what they're doing here, to now, let's open up. Even if the other countries are not opening to us, we are opening to them. Yeah,
I think there's about 40 countries now that have a visa-free policy, 30 days in China. And you know, if anybody really is thinking about this is a perfect time to visit China, and I've talked about the BBC and CNN and the rest who all say, well, Xinjiang's very remote, it's hard to get to, it's very difficult, they don't allow us to go there so easily. Well, absolutely not true. I mean, I've cycled in, I've caught the train in, I've flown in, I've cycled out, I've caught the train out, and I've flown out. We just go any way we want. We don't need a special permit if you have a visa to come to China. And now, even if you're one of the 40 or so countries that doesn't need a visa, the only thing difficult about coming to Xinjiang is because it's a 5-hour flight from the East Coast. One of the reasons, if I can add to the reasons why 300 million people come, is because of the infrastructure, the roads, the trains, the planes. I think there are 27 airports now in Xinjiang. It is just so easy to get here. There is nothing stopping anyone from coming here.
There's a new airport as well that came out.
Oh, there's another one.
So it brings
28.
Actually, the reason why I ask, because Urumqi is directly connected to destinations linking Eastern China, Western China, Central Asia, Europe, you know, all the way, and through transit flights you can go to pretty much everywhere in the world. And that number is increasing. So, Hussein, I want to get to you. How do you look at from an outsider's perspective, if I can, from an outsider's perspective? It seems that Xinjiang is determined and it's counting on openness to spur its development.
My biggest surprise was the city called Korla. And when I look at the map, it's right on the edge of the second largest desert in the world. It's one of the most modern cities I have seen. And it, you know, the infrastructure, the buildings, the schools, the hospitals there are better than many other parts of the world, including in Europe. So this fantastic development that has taken place in Xinjiang is just enormous. It's even beyond what I expected, although I thought I knew something about Chinese economy. But then the other thing is, like Kashgar, you know, it's the history and the diversity of this place is just incredible. You know, I was walking today near the mosque, and I remember, you know, in Arabic school books, you know, in the history books, the Kashgar is mentioned, you know, even in, you know, by ancient Arab historians from the 8th and 9th century, because this was the touching point between the Islamic Empire and the Tang Dynasty in the 8th century, and then this developed from confrontation to diplomacy and great relations along the Silk Road. So now Xinjiang, and this is what is fascinating about Xinjiang and the development and opening of Xinjiang has taken place. Like from being an isolated place, outpost, you know, it's like Xinjiang is like in the corner. Now suddenly it is actually the center of Eurasia because of the Belt and Road and the new Silk Road development. So Xinjiang also is leaping ahead, not simply as a bridge between the developed part of China, you know, where the industries and technology is transferred to the rest of the world through Xinjiang. It's not only a bridge anymore. It will become, because of the enormous investments in industrial projects here and technologies, that there will be enormous industrial activity here where things will be produced here instead of just shipped through Xinjiang.
Absolutely.
And then the massive economic cooperation agreements with Pakistan, with Central Asia, with all the neighbors of China who are also neighbors of Xinjiang, that the Xinjiang will become a completely different place.
I want to add one important part is the free trade zone. That is, now Xinjiang has 3 huge free trade zones. One is located in Urumqi, and one in Kashi, and one in Horgosh. I think Xinjiang, like in the future, it will become like the center of this new technology, because it has all the elements that it needs, like the green energy, and also the location is good, and we have a really good policy for this high tech.
Are the ethnic minorities enjoying the benefits of these growth?
Of course, like how to say, like all the tasks from this growth will be used in the local development. For example, for the education, from the data we can see that the education spending on Xinjiang is growing rapidly, and it's almost like growing every year to about 100 billion. And also the facilities. For example, when I came to Kashi in 2017, the old city is not like today.
One
Yes.
benefit for the population I could see as a economic analyst is that the scaling up of the skills, the capacity building of the population, because with all the enormous investments taking place here in many industries. I was at the Kashi pilot free trade zone. You not only have logistics, fantastic logistics. They use AI also for. Because you have e-commerce now going on with neighboring countries. So you have logistics, you have packaging, you have all kinds of things, and transport, but also you have new industries.
Yeah, Xinjiang definitely holds a very important place for China's development. It's the Western gateway, and in the future there will be other development. Thank you so much, Neil Aubert from Xinjiang, Luke Johnston from the UK, Jerry Gray from Australia,
Thank you.
Hussein Askary from Sweden. If you read the press, it sounds pretty gloomy and it sounds pretty bad, but if you come here, right, if you walk the streets, I'm not disheartened, let's say. I think, these are just noises. We'll see eventually the truth will prevail, and the development of Xinjiang is for the people of Xinjiang to enjoy.